Europe is going on high alert as Russia is now warning tactical nuclear weapons will be used against NATO targets if NATO and the United States do not step off, which they are not showing that they are inclined to do. Now, Hillary Clinton wants criminal charges against anyone who speaks out against NATO. So what I'm about to say, she wants to be criminal, but I'm going to say it anyway and bring it on, you warmongering piece of garbage. We'll get to Hillary in a second. Today, Zelensky is coming to the United States to meet with Biden and Harris and Trump, begging them to let him use long-range weapons to attack Russia. Here he is over the weekend in Scranton, Pennsylvania, visiting a plant that manufactures 155 millimeter artillery shells.
Signing it with a freaking Sharpie.
Yes. Now, on X, he says that this very plant will be ramping up production for Ukraine. The comments alone make me want to punch a wall. For instance, this fella says, this is something I wish so many on the right would understand. The majority of the money we give to Ukraine is being used to expand capacity and production at these plants, which creates American jobs. Now, first of all, I ask you, do we want a strong economy that's based on killing people? Is that what we're agreeing to here? Second, the money we give has to be created out of debt. That so far has tanked our economy. That means that your groceries are higher. So this it pays America and makes American jobs is fairly short-sighted given that it's tanking our economy. Don't you think? Anybody?
Yeah. Yes.
Bueller?
They don't see it for what it is.
Professor. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro signed some bombs himself. Watch him do this while Zelensky looks on like he just sold a gym membership.
He's so proud.
Yeah. Now, this is a good reminder that Democrats are the party of war. Republicans are too. We should not let them off the hook. We don't see a lot of Republicans telling the truth about this, but Democrats are leading this charge. Now, we'll see more of this week because Zelensky is in the U.S. to present his victory plan. This is just a rebranding of his peace summit that he tried to get President Biden to attend in August, and Biden ghosted that event, so now he's coming to us. Again, it's just a rebranding of his beggar campaign to continue the death in an unwinnable war. If you watch Zelensky, he's more like a social media influencer, only instead of getting brand endorsements for skincare, he gets millions of dollars in weapons. The minute he steps off the plane, in a new place, we get fancy edited videos to boost his brand, replete with music from historical dramas such as this one, as if history is happening before our very eyes.
U.S. Air Force flew him anywhere.
All right, so this piece goes on for 3 whole minutes in this vein. He is romanticizing death. Only an idiot who has swallowed propaganda would be inspired by this. Now, didn't we learn our lesson from the weapons of mass destruction propaganda? Let's all wake up, please, when we see things like this. Now, next, Zelensky goes to the UN, and again, he will meet with Vice President Harris and President Trump to make his sleazy pitch for death and pose for photos. Now, I wish both candidates would turn off the lights the way you signal that you're out of Halloween candy so that he would just go away. But Kamala Harris wants this war to continue, so she will not do so. She said so at the debates recently. Recall this.
I believe the reason that Donald Trump says that this war would be over within 24 hours is because he would just give it up. And that's not who we are as Americans. Let's understand what happened here. I actually met with Zelensky a few days before Russia invaded, tried through force to change territorial boundaries, to defy one of the most important international rules and norms, which is the importance of sovereignty and territorial integrity. And I met with President Zelensky. I shared with him American intelligence about how he could defend himself. Days later, I went to NATO's eastern flank, to Poland and Romania. And through the work that I and others did, we brought 50 countries together to support Ukraine in its righteous defense. And because of our support, because of the air defense, the ammunition, the artillery, the javelins, the Abrams tanks that we have provided, Ukraine stands as an independent and free country. If Donald Trump were president, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv right now.
Okay, Justin Bureau in our chat says this channel is Russian propaganda. I would like to tell Justin to kiss my ass, because what this channel does not abide is lies that lead to war. And I am going to show you, Justin, how she is lying. Before I do that, what were you going to say, David?
I was going to say, did she just admit that she shared military secrets with a non-NATO member, another military leader?
Suppose.
I think that's what she just said. I just shared intelligence with Zelensky so how he could protect himself. And then, of course, Trump's retort a few seconds later was, so you met with him and then 2 days later, Russia invaded. Like, whatever you did was highly effective.
Yes. Okay, allow me to point out how she is lying. This was not an invasion at the whim of Putin, and Putin has never expressed interest in going beyond the territory where the war currently is. Further, when she says he would give it up, I just wonder, when was it hers to give up? When was it ours in the United States to give up?
2014, when we incited a coup and installed a CIA-backed puppet government in Kiev. So they belong to us. They belong to BlackRock. They belong to Vanguard. So they belong to Kamala Harris by proxy.
Let's go back to the map.
We demand a return on our investment for that. Coup.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes, we are investing in this territory that we don't own. So let's again look at the map so that we look at what she's talking about. The territory that is dark red and dark gray are the regions that Ukraine has been attacking with NATO's help since 2014, as Clayton said, because either those people are Russian, ethnic Russians, or Russian aligned. Innocent people live there, and the Ukrainian army has attacked them in violent and unspeakable ways, killing civilians for a decade. In 2022, as attacks in that region escalated, Ukraine attacking, not Russia, supported by the U.S. and NATO's money, 5 mayors from those regions asked Russia to come in and stop it. Russian parliament voted to do that, not Putin personally. And in fact, once the Russian army had control of those places, those people voted overwhelmingly to join Russia. It was not Putin's invasion. It was not an unprovoked attack. The attack had already been started by Ukraine. Now, Kamala Harris is either not studied because she's stupid or she's lying. Why would she do that? I ask you. And why would she have the hubris to talk about giving it up? Who gave us Ukraine to give up? Whose is it to give up? The people who lived there voted. Is that not the will of the people? Or should they just go back to dying because Ukraine wants to attack them? Now she says Ukraine is still sovereign today, lol. Why is Zelensky here then? He keeps pitching war as peace, and our leaders and our media are swallowing it. Again, NATO provoked this war by sending Zelensky those weapons to keep attacking those regions. NATO's the one that wants the war to be escalated. Now, Hillary Clinton, who is also lustful for this war, told MSNBC's Rachel Maddow last week that anyone who speaks out against NATO's involvement in Ukraine against Russia, as I clearly just did, should be prosecuted.
Just as Mueller indicted a lot of Russians who were engaged in direct election interference and boosting Trump back in 2016. But I also think there are Americans who are engaged in this kind of propaganda. And whether they should be civilly or even in some cases criminally charged is something that would be a better deterrence.
Okay. Oh, bring it on, you warmongering witch! So because we talk out against NATO's. So we talk out against NATO's involvement and attacks in these regions and this provocation, and so you want to criminally prosecute those people who speak out against this treachery?
Yes, that's what she wants. So
I love how
because
she dresses like an evil empress too, like with the black
I didn't
cloak.
notice. What is she wearing? Yeah, she does look a lot like Dolores Umbridge.
Emperor Palpatine.
Okay, so the context that I just provided you for the escalation of war in Ukraine, because I absolutely want it to stop. I want not another bullet sent to Ukraine. I want not another bit of support. I want the cameras to turn off and walk away from Zelensky. I do not want him to meet with any elected or unelected U.S. leader, full stop. That she wants to be prosecutable. But it is still a free country, and I still can say it. And it's clear what she wants is an escalation with Russia. Now, Russia keeps responding to this rhetoric and saying, we will back off, you back off. The United States, Europe, and NATO. Just today, Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov, I'm sure I said that wrong, I apologize, said nothing regarding this position on nuclear has changed. As previously outlined by the Russian president, we can conduct such tests, but we will not hold any, given the United States refrains from such steps regarding nuclear tests. So this is the same way my sister and I used to fight when we would hold each other's hair. Like, you let go. No, you let go. Like, literally, let go. Walk away, de-escalate. If you don't do it, we won't do it. If we had prudent leaders, we would speak directly to them, not use an idiot puppet like Zelensky, but we don't. Now, even though President Trump reiterated in the debate that the war was Putin's invasion, which is false, at least he says he's willing to broker a real negotiation between Ukraine and Russia. And RFK Jr. has admitted that we violated the Minsk agreements. So at least he has one non-liar nearby.
Well, J.D. Vance also overnight said basically he can go pound sand, told Zelensky, like, we don't want to see you. Zelensky fired back at J.D. Vance. Right. So, and J.D. Vance on the campaign just a few days ago said that we absolutely should not be sending Americans money and weapons into 6,000 miles away. We should be more focused on the United States of America, not sending weapons and money to Zelensky. So that's not, that hasn't made Zelensky happy.
It's the closest we get to some kind of truth and de-escalation with our vote in this war. Now, Zelensky said, well, J.D. Vance, he just doesn't understand it because the deeper you look at this war, the less you understand. So in other words, if you study, you don't understand my way. So he wants you to not look at the context of this war and just keep it going. So if you vote for the Democrats in this election, your vote will extend this war, extend our debt to support it, extend the death of innocent Ukrainians, and most likely eventually be a debt to send our children abroad to fight too. Not just boys, you guys, girls too, because the updated defense budget for next year does have plans to conscript women, so pay attention. Now, I absolutely do know that if you vote for Kamala Harris, you are voting for this war and probably our children in this war. I do not know if President Trump will de-escalate the war, but at least he says that he will, and the people around him seem to understand the context and be selling it to us less. So vote for Democrats if you want to die in this war and continue to tank our economy, or maybe we have a vote to end it. I don't know. You let me know what you think.
Cybercrime has become the third largest economy in the world, trailing in size only to the United States and China. Cyber criminals target people and businesses by exploiting vulnerabilities in everyday tools we use, like email, social media messengers, free cloud storage, as well as weak passwords. In the last couple of months, there have been two major breaches, probably affected you. There was the breach at AT&T, which exposed all text messages, call logs of every AT&T customer. You may have also heard about every U.S. citizen's social security numbers being compromised from the National Public Database breach. Is anyone protected? Is anyone protecting we the people right now? Well, the people at Bunker Life are. Bunker is an affordable all-in-one app protecting you against identity theft, cybercrime, and surveillance. It includes patent-pending secure messaging, easy-to-use password management, and secure cloud storage. Why pay for several different apps when you can just protect yourself with Bunker for just $12 annually? That's right. And right now, when you visit bunker.life today, you're going to get your first year free when you use that code Redacted. So just download the app, use that code Redacted today, try it for free. You get a whole year for free. Go to Bunker, that's bunkr.life, bunker.life right now, or just go to the App Store or the Google Play Store and download the apps and use that code Redacted for 1 year free.